Today's podcast is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you could possibly win. Even when betting on the same outcome, different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sports books. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, and even futures bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting long term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 yearly just by line shopping. You can find the BetStamp app on the Apple iOS Store, Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using promo code SICKBOYS and start your journey to successful sports betting today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, you can always enter our code in your BetStamp account settings afterwards. Check it out. What's going on, everybody? This is the Sink Boys Podcast.
Sink Boys.
Well, it's Game 5 in both the NHL and the NBA Finals. And both Miami-based team. Wait, does Florida play in Miami? Both Florida-based teams are down 3-1 in the finals. So, not how we had hoped it would go. It's not looking good. Both teams going on the road for Game 5. So we're mentally moving on.
Who returns to Florida?
The Panthers.
Panthers?
Yeah.
I think so too. Heat look cooked. Nuggets look unstoppable.
Yeah, man. The Nuggets, I think we just heard in the car on the way home from softball that they only needed 5 threes. They probably only took 10 threes. And it's like, if you can manufacture that much offense outside of the three ball in today's NBA, you're probably a damn good squad.
And Jokic getting hurt ignited the bench somehow.
Hurt?
He went off the floor for a little while. Like, I don't remember exactly what happened, but the bench started going off. Bruce Brown just had 21 in Game 5. Him and Aaron Gordon combined for 48. What a game by both of those guys. The Heat just don't have an offensive answer to win 4 out of 7 games against a team that has Jokic on the other side, especially on the other side of the court when you have these great individual defenders. I don't know how many times I've heard on whatever source of media about AG and giving him credit, Aaron Gordon, that is, about covering certain guys in each round of the playoffs. I mean, it's remarkable. Who's he covering this round? Jimmy?
Jimmy Butler. Dude, but Jimmy hurt his ankle in, I think, the last series, and it's been like, oh, is it affecting him? You know, because I guess he's like a gamer type guy. He's not actually going to miss a game. But for a team that already doesn't have as many weapons as the next group of guys, it's okay if you're making a championship run if, you know, your star doesn't provide the type of scoring impact, you know, for one game, and the rest of the guys kind of carry the load. But to ask that and demand that for a whole series against the best team in the NBA, you know, it's just not on the stars for Miami to take it home.
They just don't have enough firepower. That's the thing. Is like, I think that's something we get look forward to and be excited about coming up for the Heat, because I think it's clear after Jimmy said that he's not leaving Miami, and they obviously have a second option / 2B in Bam. You make an addition, get an offensive piece, and I mean, they made the finals this year. We'll see what potentially they could do next year. But Nuggets look too good to overcome.
Dude, to go back to what you said about Bam, in a perfect world, he's at best a third option scoring. At best, fourth on a good team. You're not really you can't give this guy the ball. He takes too many of those 10-foot jumpers. And
He's
his
had
touch
to.
is not elite.
He's had to.
I don't like that word had to. There's always a way. When there's a will, there's a way.
Both of these teams are very similar in that the talent disparity between their stars and their role guys is pretty significant. But like the Nuggets have at least some guys that can kind of create. Like Caleb Martin was that guy in the ECF, and maybe the second round he was kind of having his breakout for the Heat. Duncan Robinson's been a gamer at the end of these games, but besides like a couple Gabe Vincent threes falling and Jimmy getting to the line and Bam taking 15 feet and in and mostly around the rim success, they just don't have a lot of scoring. They can't rely on that defense to shut down Jokic.
All right, here's a question for you. So obviously the Nuggets have had this run with Jokic where he's been the best player in the league for the last 3 years. And most of the time when you have the MVP on your team for 3 years, your expectation to win in the playoffs is up there with the best teams in the NBA. So the Nuggets have like this super motivation. They know how good they are. Their coach knows how good they are. They've had continuity. This is their year to win it. But do you think that there's a slight asterisk on this championship run because it ended with them playing the 8 seed Heat with a hurt best player, as opposed to if they were to play Boston or Milwaukee if they were to get here, or Philly if they were able to figure it out?
Two things. Let's compare it to other seasons potentially, but at the same time, I think majority of people would look at both conference final series and I can't see a lot of people picking even Boston against this Denver team.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think Denver had that like nobody's gonna stop us kind of vibe this year.
Dude, I understand.
Dude, they went through
that.
the Lakers. Like
Yeah, but dude, the Lakers were also like
who did they play
LeBron
the
did
second-
hurt his foot.
The Suns.
The Suns was probably their most impressive win out of all the series.
Why? LeBron with AD, dude.
Fucking serious?
LeBron and AD
were
and
averaging 35 apiece.
yeah, and they had absolutely nothing besides them. The Lakers had LeBron, AD, and a bunch of really good role guys.
They swept the Lakers. They
I
won
know.
in 6 against the Suns.
That's the point for me, though. It's like they
Are
swept
we
the
arguing
Lakers.
the same point?
No, they swept the Lakers, but I still think the Lakers were. See, that's just gonna make me sound so stupid.
And we're here to mix and match, dabble and swivel. You know what I'm saying?
I still think the Lakers were their best opponent, and they just played against them the best they could play, and they swept them. Like that was similar to the Hurricanes getting swept. It's like that was a really close sweeping.
Okay. Yeah. I guess my thing, I can't believe you said that about Boston. It's dude, like, just think about
you forget how we were
scoring
feeling about them a
availabilities.
couple weeks ago.
But because they were getting mentally dominated by Miami, but that's not the type of team that Denver
Dude,
is.
Boston struggled through the entire playoffs.
I understand that, but
Like they
There's a
weren't as
certain-
good this year as they were last year. Like by a large
but
margin.
dude, it's also like when you see the same guys in the playoffs year after year, like Boston and Philly have, like Miami and Philly have, or Miami and Boston have, like that's one thing. But going to and playing against the Western Conference team, that's a completely different animal. And I'm saying like it could have helped Boston. Does Denver have okay, Aaron Gordon can play on Tatum. Who's gonna shut down Jaylen Brown?
Dude, Jalen Brown's gonna shut himself down. He was so bad.
What happens? Dude, Bam can't shoot threes. Cody Zeller can't shoot threes. Al Horford can shoot threes. That changes everything. The Nuggets don't have a rim protector
Aaron Gordon's pretty good.
as a perimeter defender, but dude, like it's just a completely different dynamic and matchup. I think that Boston would have maybe pushed Denver to 7. I think that Denver is buzzing, but I think Boston, this would have been a much better series if they just fucking pulled it out at home at game 7. That was super embarrassing.
I mean, that's another reason why I still think the Nuggets would kind of handle the Celtics. Is Celtics lost that game. They needed to win at home. Like
But
they
also
weren't
won the 3 previous when they were down 3-0.
they weren't the team this year. They weren't
I
they
mean,
weren't
of
the
course.
Boston Celtics that we've the Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Boston Celtics that we've come to appreciate over the past couple of years.
But appreciate what? What are we appreciating?
Well,
haven't done
they've
shit.
been pretty successful. I mean, what was it? When KD left the Thunder, that could be Jalen Brown this year, where it's like they made it to 3 conference finals and 1 finals. They didn't win any championships, but like they've had success. I mean, realistically, pro sports is 30 to 32 teams trying to win a championship, and like half the league is already like disqualified because there's no way that they're going to win. And then the playoff obviously is the cutoff too, but like it's considered not a successful season if you didn't win the championship. Does that mean 29 to 31 teams had bad years? No. The Celtics have
I
been
think
really
it's
good.
all relative to what your goals are.
But the Celtics have
As
been
an
really
organization.
good. They've been wanting to
But
go
their goal is to win a championship.
exactly.
And they're capable of it. They have the right pieces. They were healthy. They had everything going for them. They had the 1 seed in the East. This was a failure of the season.
Yes. This year was a failure. I'm saying in the past with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, they've had a lot of success.
Like I said, it depends on how you. I think that Jalen Brown sat down in an interview with Taylor Rooks, and 4 years ago.
Yeah, he said he was going to have 5 titles.
Yeah, he's got 1 more year to win 5 rings. I love that. All right, here's a question for you now. I know that you're fairly new to being an NBA fan, but I think I asked this question to you the other day. Like, I believe that by the time Jokic's career is over, he'll be a top 5 player ever. His game is just like Curry.
You asked me this the other day. I don't know the older guys that played enough. Like, would I put him above Larry Bird? I don't know. Would I put him above Olajuwon? I have no idea.
I think it's just like if you were to compare Jokic to the other like best centers in the NBA history, which there's like 3 or 4 in the top 10 ever. It's like Shaq. Jokic is a better player than Shaq.
Wilt, dude, I don't know.
But Wilt was playing against actual plumbers in the 60s and like dude averaged like 50 points, 30 rebounds, and 30 assists or
it's
something
also
like that.
really complicated to try to compare it because they're all like they're mostly like one and the same. Those other guys, just like there's just levels of the greatness where like Shaq was probably the best, like I am a force and I'm gonna score. And then Jokic is different from all these centers because he's a playmaker.
He's cerebral.
Cerebral.
So cerebral, and his game is not based off of athleticism or like vertical 40 time. Like somebody was talking about this. I saw this the other day on TV. Athleticism shouldn't just be quantified by vertical and that stuff. It's like instinct should play a role. just how you control your body as opposed to how fast or how high you can jump. So I guess he's athletic in that sense, but in general, like Shaq was much more forceful. A lot of the other guys in the top 10 were much better defenders and rim protectors. But it's like, if it comes down to it, if you are making a starting five all time, Jokic by the end of his career, I believe, will be the starting center.
So the best center of all time is what you're saying.
There's really nothing he can't do.
Yeah.
He can play with anyone. He makes everybody so
His defense
much
is
better.
more suspect.
Yeah, but I think that it's a trade-off you're willing to make. I mean,
No, I
and
know,
he's a
but
good
guys like
shooter.
Shaq and Elijah and those guys were good rim protectors now.
Yeah, but they needed somebody else to put them in a position to be successful. At least Shaq did. Like,
And you're saying player all time too. You said fifth, like top five all time. It's like, all right, well, what about like the guards and the forwards? Like Kobe? Is Jokic better than Kobe?
I
MJ,
don't think so. I
LeBron,
think it
like
depends on how
no.
many championships Jokic wins. If I was a star in the NBA, I
Steph,
would
is
be
he better
doing.
than Steph?
I mean, yeah,
A better player or like actually greater than Steph?
Steph's greatness is unbelievable, and obviously, I'm a huge fan of that guy. But if Jokic were to get like another MVP or two, and then be a perennial, first, second team All NBA because of Embiid being on pace with him in terms of their primes, and then winning two or three championships after this one. Like if they end up with the same titles and then the same general stats, Jokic is going to have the triple double all time record by far. By far.
Playoff triple double.
Everything. Russell Westbrook has it right now, and I think he's at like 193 or something like that.
Career?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I think it's way higher than that.
I don't think so, dude. But anyway, it's just like the Nuggets roster is not that good.
It's just the way they play.
It's Jokic, dude. You can't put Embiid on that team, and they have nearly the same success. Nowhere close, dude. This guy is unbelievable to watch, and I really get bothered when people that are not fans of the game don't appreciate him.
That's because half the people that are watching just want to see a guy drop like 70 points and just
Or dunk on somebody or cross somebody up. But he's unbelievable. And like people talk about LeBron, we'll never see a physical specimen like him. We'll never see a player like him again. Dude, Jokic is, I think, one of one.
yeah.
He's unbelievable, dude. He can give you 20 boards. He can give you 20 assists. He can give you 45 points in a finals game. That's unbelievable, dude.
With the BetStamp app, you have the ability to shop lines and try to get the best value for the pick that you want to make that certain day. For example, Sunday Night Baseball, the conclusion of the Red Sox Yankees series.
Go Yankees.
Go Red Sox.
Go
and
Yankees.
That's the pick that I'm going with. Red Sox money line on Profit Exchange. You can get at plus 110. That's 1.1 times your money. On other sports books, for instance, FanDuel, Red Sox money line is only plus 104. So we're getting better value than, the other opportunities that we're usually afforded.
Yeah, my pick for this game, Anthony Volpe. The youngster. Don't know anything about him, but it's exciting to have a young guy in the Yankees locker room. So we're buzzing. But I'm looking at his total bases for the game.
I like those picks.
Yeah, over 0.5. You see, you got two different things going on here. Some books have it at over 1.5 with some plus 185 range, and other books have it at over just one base, just one singular base for Anthony Volpe. All right, so I'm gonna go with the one base play. It's at minus 165. Throw that in a same game parlay somewhere, somehow. Take it as a straight. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But Volpe is buzzing because I say so.
Coming up tomorrow night could be the conclusion of the NBA Finals, with the Denver Nuggets pushing the Miami Heat to the brink of elimination, headed back to Denver. On the BetStamp app, the best value line for Denver to cover is again with Profit Exchange. Profit Exchange with a lot of really good value lines, but Denver to cover minus 8.5 at home to end the NBA Finals, get Jokic and Murray their first ring. Profit Exchange minus 110.
Dude, I don't understand this stuff. Like when you really look into it, it's like some books have the spread at plus 8.5, but then they'll have the money line higher, more expensive on the odds than other books. Like WinBet is only plus 290, but they got the plus 9 spread, so you would think that the money line would be a little bit heavier. But then the 8.5s that I see, they got them at plus 320. So those odds are pretty fire. I mean, if you're looking to see Miami, take game 5, keep the series alive, I don't think anybody would necessarily be surprised, but the best line is with Profit Exchange. Profit Exchange is typically pretty good. I mean, they're all over this app. The BetStamp app.
The BetStamp app.
Where you can shop lines and find the best value for your picks.
Check it out. Use the code SYNCBOYS, CINQ.
Boys. All right, boys.
And we're back.
And
you think
we're
back? You think we're done with the finals talk, or you want to switch over to hockey, or what do you think you're about?
I think we're gonna switch over to hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Kentucky Cheese's and the Panthers flame out yet?
Absolutely not. They've been in all of these games. I think there was a 5-2 final. I think it was game 2. But that game was neck and neck the whole way until the end. I think there was an empty netter and then they just scored again. But Vegas is very good. They're fast. They're big. Their defense is stellar. Florida, we have known them to take a lot of these point shots, and guys like Kachuckers getting down and dirty, banging bods down low. Rebound goals. That's been how they've been so good. Especially, those are the backbreakers, dude. The goalie's busting his ass, sliding post to post all game. But, you can't catch them all.
Defenseman wheezing because he's been out there for a minute and a half. It seems like Florida trying to take their bullying mentality like they did to the first 3 teams that they faced against Vegas isn't working as much. Their grinders, antagonists, retaliators aren't really getting to Vegas because Vegas is just, it seems like a bigger team.
Yeah.
Guys like Barbashev stepping up, making big hits. The Eichel and Marchessault connection have been unbelievable. I think Marchessault had a goal in like 7 straight games or something.
Yeah, he's probably going to win the Conn Smythe.
He's been unbelievable. An original misfit, as they call him.
The stud.
Mark Stone's been awesome. Pietrangelo. And Aiden Hill's been playing really great. Remember that game 1 save?
Aiden Hill has had some of the craziest saves I've ever seen live. And didn't see that coming. Definitely thought Bob was going to outplay him. But Vegas is pressure. Dude, Vegas is like possessing in the zone and getting dangerous chances constantly. And Florida's defense, for the most part, the whole playoffs has been really good, especially in the neutral zone. But Vegas has done a nice job. I think Biz was talking about on the broadcast last night how they're really, really good at figuring out how to get spacing against Florida's defense, and it's just opening up everything. So
And getting the puck out of the zone. They're not afraid to make an extra pass in the defensive zone just to get it up ice. And then they have a lot of good guys in transition where it's like you could have your first line, second line, third line center, whoever it is. You got Eichel, Carlson, and Stevenson. All those guys are pretty awesome when handling the puck. Uh, for the Panthers, it's way more of a grinded out kind of game. Vegas is that team that's bigger, faster, stronger, and Florida is a big time underdog. Like finally, like seem like the 8 seed that they were in the beginning of the playoffs. But Coach Chippy, shout out Coach Chippy. Latest post was post game 4 loss. Kachuk in the locker room talking to the boys. He says 2 words, boys. Boston series. We're seeing this barn again. And I believe it. They did it before. They can do it again. They almost scored last night to tie it up with no time left. Just getting shots on net, creating chances. Everybody on their team likes to mix it up, it seems. You got like Radko Gudas and Brandon Montour charging the pile just to stir it up. Kachuk, I'm really interested to see what guys move in the offseason, like in a totally different conversation. Because remember when he did those skate off exits? It seemed like some of the guys were like, wow, you killed the vibe. And then some of the other guys were like, I'm a Kachuk disciple. And like whatever this guy says, I'm like Sam Bennett, because he played with Sam Bennett in Calgary for a while. Like they're boys. They play on the same line. They're boys. Montour is definitely on the Kachuk train. Um, but some other guys, like I don't know, Nick Cousins loves Kachuk. But there's just some other guys where it's like, so I'm wondering like who leaves in the offseason and how much of that is because Kachuk is the centerpiece.
Why would you leave because Kachuk is the centerpiece?
I think some guys are not falling in line.
Does it really seem like that to you, dude? They're an 8 seed in the finals. What are you talking about?
They seem like they're starting to fall apart a little bit.
Because they're losing. You see a Paul Maurice, dude, in the post-game presser. Dude was ready to completely break down and start crying. He was just like, he's like, I got 9 guys that I think about all the time that I don't think they could have possibly given an inch more of effort and heart this entire series. And it's not that the other guys aren't, because they are. It's just that these 9 guys, I just can't believe, like he was like destroyed emotionally. But you never know, dude. Sometimes, what's that word when, galvanize. Sometimes it's games like that. Like, dude, they're down 3-0. And
Yeah.
it looked like Vegas was gonna steamroll them to like a nice 5-goal win. And I forget who scored the goals, but somebody scores, and then it's like, oh, the crowd is back into it now. And then they score that second one with like 15 minutes left in the third. And it's like the crowd is absolutely nuts, going crazy, buzzing the entire rest of the game. I cannot believe they didn't score. Kachukers had a nice opportunity net front. Hill lost his stick and still got the pad on. It was right in front of the net.
What's the percentage chance that you give Florida to force a game 6, and what is the percentage chance you would give Florida to win the series?
I'll say 60%.
Yeah, I think it's more than 50 for them to go to 6.
Yeah, for them to win the series, probably like 20. Just because, dude, Vegas is so solid everywhere, and they want to win. And yeah,
First title in history. You got to give them their flowers because they've been playing unbelievable. Um, they were a title contender since the day one of the season, and it was like, well, Mark Stone is good, Alex Petrangelo is really good, but like we don't know what Eichel is in the playoffs, and um, they got Phil Kessel, and he didn't actually really play for them in the playoffs. And they had 5 goalies this year. So it was like, what are they going to end up doing? They get to the playoffs. They look like a wagon. And Witt brought up a good point on Chicklets. He was saying the Oilers are the only ones so far that look like they could like withstand maybe uh Vegas and how dominant they were. The Oilers probably put up the biggest fight. But he also said, imagine the Leafs playing them nights. It would be easy sweep.
Yeah, no problem.
Um,
The old revolving door.
what of
Do you
just
get it?
star players going to Toronto and losing?
No, the Maple Leafs entering the building in the front lobby and staying in the revolving door to leave.
The Grandpa Simpson, him going
What are you talking
walking
about?
into the bar, putting his hat on the coat rack, doing a circle, grabbing his hat and leaving,
Yeah.
just on loop.
Yeah.
Leafs going to an away barn. Um,
Uh,
you got anything else on the ice skating show?
no.
All right, it's baseball season.
Jack couldn't wait to get into this.
Dude, I'm fired up. My love for the game is back. Just throwing on a baseball game and just every now and then glancing up and like that was a pretty nice little sequence there. Saw a couple strikeouts, or maybe I saw a rally going on, some strategy, little tag ups, some little sack bunts. The game
Tag ups? I know what you're saying, but it's like,
the game is beautiful, and the game's in a really good spot with these new rules.
yeah, dude, I'm waiting for I really like this guy on the Reds.
De La Cruz,
Yeah, man.
he's a tower.
Let's get a nice tiny market bad team and let's have one young superstar come out of left field. No pun intended.
You see yesterday,
And take over the league.
the third base coach had like 2 hands up for a stop sign, like stay, and he blew right past it and made like a 6 slide and avoided the tag and scored.
Yeah, he's an electric factory. I love it, dude.
He's super tall and super fast, and he hit a super big home run.
458 feet.
So
First career bomb skis.
he's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the Reds because Abbott still hasn't let up a run in his MLB career. 2 starts.
What a fucking alien.
He's a
dude.
stud. We've been
Dude,
on that train
his
for no
name-
reason. We've been on that train.
His name was definitely the first one called at his high school graduation.
No.
Why?
Aronson with 2 A's.
You think that there was an Aronson in his class?
Maybe
Aaron? Probably not either. Abbott is definitely way more common than Aaron as a last name.
just sucks because it's ABB. And
What sucks about that? Describe it, what you're saying. Where are you going with this?
I can't think of one name that might come before Abbott. So okay, you're right. You win.
Thanks.
But we hopped on the Andrew Abbott. I think his name's Andrew. Train. at the very beginning because we couldn't figure out who he was when we were researching the games.
Yeah, and
And
he
he-
doesn't have an ESPN
He
page.
wasn't on the roster, and we were like, "Oh, he's a call up. Let's bet on him. Let's see how he does." No earned runs. Go back to him. Reds are on a heater. He's a part of it. De La Cruz is a part of it. Cincinnati, really fun team.
Yeah.
Speaking of really fun teams that we didn't expect to be good, Zach Gallen and the Arizona Diamondbacks, dude. 2 years ago, 110 losses. This year, they're like, I think they might be leading the NL.
Chill.
They,
The Braves?
are the Braves that good?
Yeah. What do you mean, dude?
Well, I'm not going to go so far as saying that like, I know I just said leading the NL, but like, do we think they're ahead of the Dodgers?
The Dodgers, I think, are in a hangover from last year. So I'm not going to say
Well,
that
they're always
good.
going to be good, though.
Yeah. That's
They
confirmed.
have way too much star power.
Yeah. That's also
I
confirmed.
mean, they just lost Trey Turner, but no, they
Trey
always.
Turner said the grass is greener over in Philadelphia.
That's literally impossible.
No, it's not.
There's trash on the field because those people are scumbags.
Who?
Philadelphians.
Dude, grass grows everywhere. What are you talking about?
There's probably trash on the field.
There's probably trash on the field in LA. Oh, dude, that's another thing. What were we? Oh, the Panthers, dude. Florida. You want to talk about trash human beings?
Oh yeah. As soon as
Florida
the game
fans are just fucking tossing trash on the ice.
yeah, after the game, yeah.
Bullshit, dude.
Dude, they're a gritty fan base for a gritty team. Can we talk about some teams that are underperforming?
Sure. I love talking about underperforming professional teams. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be sarcastic.
Staying in the NL. The Phillies.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like they don't have their best starters.
I feel like their star power is up there with some of the best teams in the league. Probably like a top 3 star power team when you're talking about hitting.
Who?
Reese Hoskins, JT Realmuto.
You start with those
yeah,
guys?
because they need to be highlighted, but obviously Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner.
Where do the Yankees rank in that?
They're probably top 3 also.
Wow. Who's the other team? The Braves? What about the Dodgers?
The Braves are pretty awesome.
The Mets?
Nah, dude. Mets are middle of the pack. Maybe like top 12.
Okay, I like that.
I
number.
really like
With that
I
number.
like Alonso and Lindor, but they're both not playing
What about
that
the
good.
Padres?
They have an insane amount
Yeah.
of star power.
Machado, Tatis. Oh yeah.
Bogey.
Who?
Bogey.
Oh yeah, Zendabal got. All right, well,
They have Soto too.
yeah. They're as top heavy as you could possibly get. I don't know what the rest of
They
their
just
roster
got
looks like.
Gary Sanchez, and he's been playing pretty good.
Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez is the Bartolo Colon of the catcher position.
No, you have no idea who Bartolo Colon really is, anyway.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about, dude?
Dude,
I didn't like that at all.
You're just not a seam head, bro.
A seaman. That's crazy you say that.
Why?
Because I grew up way more of a fan of baseball than you. Way more, dude. Me and Christian Vila used to like study baseball to statistical books.
That's cute.
We were kids. So
Even more cute.
I was more of a fan of baseball. I played baseball my whole life, dude. Just admit it.
Joe made his return to the diamond today.
I did.
Had a great day. Had 2 RBIs in the second game of a doubleheader. And he played center field for most of the day. So
yeah, the 2 guys that were in left and left center, 2 just non-athletes playing the most important positions on the field. Me and Jack slide in there, take over, and
Let
then our
up like how many
team
runs?
didn't allow a run for like 8 innings in a row or something like that
Yeah.
because we were buzzing. And then Jack made the game-saving catch after, well,
Some errors.
no, he there was a ball that was in foul territory that he dropped. And you could tell this dude, he clapped his mitt and his hand together for the 8th time that game because he kept thinking he was making mistakes. Dude could have started a boat club with how many times he was sailing the cutoff guy. But
Dude, did you hear Danny when you could have thrown Mark out at first and you held it to be safe and he was like, just try it once. Just try it. Dude, he whispers like super risky moves.
wait, is that the guy that looks like a snake?
No, Danny was a shortstop. He had a gut, but he was a really good hitter. Let off.
Yeah.
Um, so on my first throw, when I overthrew the backstop, I come charging in and get it, and I pick it up, and I'm about to like make a play with it, and I just hear Danny like really quiet voice, just like, just gun him out, just gun him out. It was just like I was about to hit the cutoff guy, but then he said that, and I'm like, all right, we're going for it. Sail the catcher by like 5 feet.
5 feet, dude. Almost went over the backstop.
Nah.
And then what was the other two? You were you trying to hit cutoffs on the other one, or you were trying to overthrow the cutoff?
No, because the guy was tagging, right? So I tried to throw to second to get him out, and I overthrew.
Dude, I didn't get a chance to showcase my arm once today. And you had like 6 throw opportunities.
Back to MLB.
Yeah.
I want to like who do you really like this year? Not even like that they're doing really good, but like you like them as a team.
I think the Blue Jays will come around, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Why are you surprised? They have the second best batting average in the league as a team.
They're
I
another
like
team
their
that has a lot of
rotation.
star power.
Dude, Manoah getting sent down.
That's tough.
What's that about?
Well, he was a big reason that their defense was really good last year. He was one of the best pitchers in the MLB.
Yeah, and then this year, what happened, pal? Dude's like 2-6 with a 7 ERA. Goes from being a Cy Young legitimate candidate to being in the minors by June. Holy shit.
Oh, really?
Dude, that's so rough.
George Springer, Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr. I feel like they had to cut some pieces loose. Like they got Chapman back, but they had to get rid of Teoscar Hernandez. I'm pretty sure he was a 2 or 3 batter for a long time with the Blue Jays. Now he's with the Mariners. What a pickup. But
Mariners are another team that's sneaky top heavy.
yeah, but they're not doing that good this year.
What are you talking
They're
about?
one of those teams that's underperforming big time, and they have a good squad.
It's such
As
a
much as you don't like Ty France, he hits bombs. Julio Rodriguez is really good. I just mentioned
dude, that fucking guy
Teoscar.
Suarez.
Yeah,
Dude
that
looks
guy's
like
pretty
he works
good.
at a gas station.
He's
but
probably
really good.
He's probably a career 6-7 hitter, and
He
he
bats 4.
he
He bats 4th on the team.
does he?
Yeah, I think Julio's second. I think Ty France is
Well,
third.
best players on teams nowadays don't bat fourth anymore. It's like first or second.
Well, they're also not like the 280-pound DH prototype. It's like if you're a great hitter, you're probably also got some wheels on you. So might as well throw you at the top, get you the most plate appearances, get you on the bases, bring up the guys with the slugging percentages up to best so you can get you in.
But we got like just looking around the league, like Ronald Acuna. I think he leads off for the Braves. He's probably their best player.
Dude, I think being a leadoff hitter is it's not easy, dude.
Oh, it's a tough shift. You're the first guy that has to see the pitcher every game. You have the most plate appearances, so you're expected to do more with them.
And if you're not producing, you get yanked out of that spot before you get yanked out of the lineup, but it happens faster.
Another team that's underperforming. The Mets. Here we go with a little Mets talk.
What a nightmare of a situation, dude.
Dude, so the Edwin Diaz thing happens.
I can't believe you're starting with that.
And then
Verlander's dead.
Verlander and Scherzer, it's just like you bet on them to be really good, and they're just too old and they suck now.
Didn't DeGrom leave because he said he didn't like how the Mets operated?
I have no idea why he
Verlander-
left.
Verlander's like, oh, New York? I can be more of a celebrity and get paid a shit ton of money, and I'm not going to care about the culture of the team? Sounds good to me. Sign me up.
I think it was a
Fucking
money
showed.
dispute, actually.
Dude, the
That pushed
Diamondbacks
him out
are
the
up 2.
Let's go.
In the ninth
So
inning.
many players are still alive now. All right. So the Diaz injury happens. The two starting pitchers that are fossils are not as good anymore. Alonso just got hurt. They're on a cold streak. I'm pretty sure they've lost 7 in a row. Yesterday. Yeah, actually, I think Senga broke that. He's actually been a bright spot, but Lindor can't hit. Alonso just got hurt, like I just said. Nimmo's really like your only consistent player. Brett Beatty was supposed to take a jump. He's super mid. Starling Marte had a tough start, but he's starting to round out to being the same guy he was last year. And Jeff McNeil is getting jerked and jolted around the lineup and positions, and like that guy's a second baseman or
Dude,
an infielder, and they
Jeff-
have him playing the outfield, and they have him batting like sixth.
Yeah.
And he won the batting title last year.
Who's their coach? Is it
Buck
Showalter?
Showalter.
Yeah, dude, that guy's a suitcase of a manager too.
And Mets fans are calling for him to be fired. And it's not it's not for
Of
many
course.
of the reasons that people might think. It's because he won't stop playing Dan Vogelback.
I
Vogelback
heard
consistently
this-
goes over 3 and hits into double plays all the time, and he still plays. He's still the DH.
Dude,
I would just like rotate like rookies at DH at that point, and just like
what?
and just cut Vogelback.
Dude.
Dude, they don't have their other DH, Darren Ruff. So
Oh, they got him at the deadline last
yeah, so they've been running Vogelback out there, and it's like, it's just-
year.
dude, just give your rookies a chance, your prospects, and you don't have to subject yourself to this. This is super unnecessary.
Yeah, dude. Doyle was losing his mind on the way to golf over Vogelbach. Especially because the guy that rotates with him in the lineup, like the young guy, is they think he's gonna be really, really good, and he's just not getting his shine. He's not getting his chance. He's not getting his sparkle.
And they have a prospect catcher that came up, and he can do it all, apparently. But
I don't know why young guys don't play in the MLB. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna draft you with the 32nd pick overall.
you're not
The
going to see
whole
the
planet-
field for 6
The
years.
whole planet of people that are not in the MLB yet. Yeah, we're gonna take you with this pick in the first round, and then you're gonna spend 4 or 5 years in the minors, wasting away your youth. How does that sound? Unbelievable.
Am I still going to get a 10-year contract when I'm 32? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fire it up. Let's go.
All right. Well, we're buzzing off baseball. It sounds like.
Do you have any questions for me?
Sure. Do you think that the Braves are gonna win 3 titles with this group?
I look at it like them, the Rays, and the Astros are just
The Rays.
some of the best, most formidable teams in the league that play the most consistently. They have balanced squads. They have good rotations, good relievers. They have guys that can hit all the way up and down the lineup. The Braves specifically, I mean, yeah, I think there's more teams and more teams that are good in the AL than the NL.
Yeah, it seems like that's always the case.
Well, it's just like AL. You got the Yankees and the Rays. Central's not that great, except no,
The Guardians.
nah. But the West, they have the Astros.
Oh, so I was pulling that shit out of my ass.
Yeah, I can't really think of a lot of. I mean, the Mariners are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but the NL, like, I can't, like, I don't take the Padres seriously
Why?
because they've been super mid. Last year,
Maybe.
last year Soto was horrible with them,
Yeah, but he's buzzing this year.
and they didn't have Tatis last year, so I guess that's a massive
Or
addition.
Xander.
Yeah,
They're fine, dude. The pods are gonna be pods.
they'll be good, but I don't know about their rotation and their pitching because they picked up that Josh
Is
Hader guy
Blake
last year.
Snell their best pitcher?
No, he can't be. No, they have that Japanese guy. What's his name?
You Darvish.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Dude, CT Pan is winning.
No way.
Yeah. CT Pan is this guy's name.
God.
And it looks like the logo, the flag, is just the Olympic flag. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
This has been the Sync Boys podcast. We're gonna go on more baseball rants in the future. We'll
Yes,
talk
guys.
the conclusion of the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs coming up. We got some NFL off-season talk coming up, and probably gonna go golfing more. So check out the Instagram at
That's right.
CINQ Boys.
That's what
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Up.
All right.